Hey everyone, welcome back to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. I'm Kelly and today I have a delicious, fun, festive Halloween recipe for you. Today we're going to be making some witch's brew cupcakes using our natural vanilla bean artisan flavor and our mint chocolate chip compound. These two flavors are the perfect combination and are destined to be a hit at all your Halloween festivities. So let's go ahead and get started making them. Okay, so for the first part of this recipe, we're gonna start by adding in our dry ingredients and mixing them all together. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of gluten-free 1-to-1 flour. This is just a great substitute for any regular all-purpose flour recipe. It'll be exactly the same. And then we're gonna do 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 3/4 cup of special dark cocoa powder. This is gonna help give us the black color in our cupcakes without actually adding any food color. So now I'm just gonna add in 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And since this recipe actually makes 24 cupcakes, we're gonna do a whole teaspoon of kosher salt. With all these now in our mixing bowl, let's go ahead and lock our mixer and put this on a slow speed, just on the stir. So now that all of our dry ingredients are mixed together, I'm gonna go ahead and add our wet ingredients. Starting off, we're gonna do 1 cup of non-dairy milk. I'm using almond milk. Then we're gonna do 1/2 cup of avocado oil. You can use any other neutral oil that you'd like. I find that avocado is the best to bake with because it's just really flavorless. And then I'm gonna crack 2 eggs. I just let these come to room temperature while I let my oven preheat. To help enhance the flavors of our batter, I'm going to be using our natural vanilla bean artisan flavor. This is just going to help give us that extra little oomph that every recipe needs because, like I've said before, what's a recipe without some vanilla? And the nice part about this one is that it has actual vanilla beans in it, so it just gives those little bursts of vanilla even more. So I'm gonna do just 2 teaspoons of this. This is a very thick product, so you wanna be sure to kind of give it some time to come out of the teaspoon before you add another one in. Now that we've got everything in our mixing bowl, let's go ahead and give this a nice little mix. And the last ingredient you're gonna need before we pop these in the oven is just 3/4 cup of really hot, maybe boiling water. This is sat for just a minute, so obviously it's not bubbling, but this is gonna help us activate the cocoa powder. So our batter is ready, and now we're just gonna go ahead and take off our paddle attachment. So if you haven't already, go ahead and line your cupcake pan. To fill these, I'm just using an ice cream scoop. I recommend going in with something that'll be the same for each and every cupcake. That way the amount will be the same and the cupcakes will also be the same size. So now I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 22 minutes. Every oven is different, so just keep an eye on these and make sure they don't overcook. We'll be right back. So the cupcakes came out of the oven about 20 minutes ago, and since then they've just been cooling on a wire rack. But now we're gonna get started on the frosting. So for the frosting, you're gonna start off with 1 cup of vegan butter, any plant-based butter that you like. Then whip it. Oh, okay, so this is my go-to vegan buttercream recipe, so I've made this many of times, and the one thing I always recommend doing is splitting the 3 cups of powdered sugar in half to start. So we're just gonna go in with 1.5 cups first, but again, overall you'll need 3 cups. We're just gonna mix this. So to help mix everything together evenly, I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of some almond milk. Again, you can use any plant-based milk of your choice, or you can make it with dairy. It's always up to you. I'll just whip that one last time. Okay, and in with the last 1.5 cups. So now let's just mix that up, and then we'll add in our flavors. Alrighty, so now that we've got a good consistency going, we're gonna go ahead and add in some vanilla just for that extra flavor. But the real star of this recipe is our mint chocolate chip compound. This compound is literally like a fresh scoop of mint chip ice cream, but in your frosting or in any confection you decide to make. So now we mix. So I'm just gonna scrape down this side of the bowl real quick. And since this green isn't exactly the color I'm gonna go for, I'm going to add a little bit of food color, mostly just because I want like a bright kind of green that gives me the witch's brew look, just like these cupcakes. So we're gonna add just a few drops of food color. But if you're happy with this color and it's the perfect consistency and thing for you, then stop right here and just decorate from there. But I'm gonna add in just like a few drops, or just like 2 drops of some neon green. All right, so our frosting is the perfect color. I'm gonna detach our paddle attachment and just get all the frosting off, and then we'll decorate these cupcakes. So to frost these cupcakes, you can either put them on with a offset spatula, or you can fill up a piping bag, which is what I'm gonna do. I find that setting the piping bag in a glass as wide as this one really helps to make sure you get all the product in. I'm not gonna do anything fancy with the frosting. I'm just gonna pipe it on and then add some fun little decorations. So let's get this process going. So throughout the video, you've probably seen this beautiful cauldron full of green. These are actually green gumballs that we're gonna use to decorate the top of the cake, as well as some other fun little green sprinkles. So these are just kind of smaller variations of the gumballs. I think the different color helps create some texture and some dimension, which is ultimately what we're going for. Also, if you feel the need to flatten any of the pointy tops before we get started with decorating, by all means, go ahead and do so. I just fixed a few of the tops that I didn't want that had like some layers in them, because we don't always want that. Like this one, you can definitely kind of push down to the side. That way you have a more flat surface to decorate with. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these on top. So in this one, I'm gonna do three of these gumballs. And then I'm just gonna add some of these smaller ones. I like using food grade tweezers for this part just to help place them so that they don't roll around on my finger too much. Especially with the smaller size ones, which there are a few of in this little sprinkle set. You can do however many of the gumballs, or if you want more of the lighter sprinkles, or whatever you decide to do at home. It's really up to you at this point. All right, so we finally finished our cupcakes. They look absolutely perfect. I am obsessed with how they turned out. I love the addition of like the different gumballs and the different sprinkles. They really make this look like a witch's brew cupcake. And I know for sure they will taste even better than witch's brew with the addition of our natural vanilla bean artisan and our mint chocolate chip compound. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment down below letting us know how this recipe went for you. Also, be sure to follow us on our other social platforms. You can find us at Amoretti on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.